My, oh my. What a terrible fate. What's up, guys? That guy with a... Come here! Pencil here. I'm fat. I do it too. Have it on me. And keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. For chapter 49 of N50. We're doing a double review. Not a triple review. I'm not going to wait all the way until next week to record this one. This is going to be double review. Gosh darn it, I don't care if I'm going to do a cover. I still need to get this out. But with it being the case, a double review of chapter 49 and 50 of Ichi the Witch Descross. But of course, you know I got to start with chapter 49. A glass of water. And I'm intrigued. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. So look at your boy calling this fella. Well, actually, we'll see. As people pointed out, maybe I'm too hard on this guy. Maybe he's not like an evil sorcerer man. And he could have just gotten into this room normally. But let's see. My, you're drenched in sweat. Focus, camera! I command you! Focus! Zeus! You will not wrong me any further! Right my camera right now! Seriously? Camera, I just gave you a break. Camera! Are we kidding? Are we joking? Are we joking? What is this? Why? You actually have never taken this on the focus before. Do I have to restart the entire recording? Hold on. So you can focus clearly on my... So is it me? Do I need to be... Like, this is fine. But even then, now you're blurring. So which is it? Pick a struggle. You cost way too much money and were recommended to me by way too many people for you to beat this buns. Stop. A's. Just stay. Let's see. My, you're drenched in sweat. Why don't you have some water, Master Chiki Shirone? I wouldn't drink that. Dude, but then again, well, it is a magic in a human vessel. So, like, maybe the human can still... I mean, I'm assuming... Well, considering... But that's the world hater, though. You know, the world hater reasonably doesn't, like... I mean, like, they take your life. But they don't take your life in, like, a very direct way. They, like, warp you. Which then ceases your life because your body doesn't function anymore. So, like... Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Why don't you have some water, Master Chiki Shirone? She's actually not... Let's see. See? She's just like me for... She's like, I'm not drinking. And admittedly, I wouldn't drink it either. Then again, I'm generally hesitant. Unless I'm, like, eating at a restaurant. I'm very loath... Or, like, ordering a drink, obviously. I'm very loath to just drink things that are handed to me. I'm like... And not even just, like, even if I'm at home or, like, holding a function myself, I'm like... I'll go make my own... Thank you, dog. I appreciate it. So, I don't blame her. Camera! Please! Okay. Who are you? How did you get in here? Oh, call me Hitsugi, Master Chiki. Oh, so see, I knew this guy was evil. Y'all called, well, no, it was y'all. One person in, not last week, but the week before his comment section was like, Pencil, hop off tip, bro. He could have just gotten into the room normally. I didn't think you could just get into this room randomly. I knew it was suspicious that he somehow got in here. Let's see, who are you? How did you get in here? Call me Hitsugi, Master Chiki Shirone. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I feel like you could flip that, but then again, it could work. Camera! You're genuinely nettling me, bro. We are not even 5 minutes in, and I literally unplugged you and stopped and did something completely different. You should not be this. Why? Why? Focus. Is it me? It must be me. How close do I need to get? Yeah, see, look at that. Now you're getting a high definition view of the pimple on my forehead, and whatever this better not be another pimple. I swear I'm losing my mind. Really? Do I have to be this close to you? This close? Fine, we're this close. Even then, now you're blurring again. Stop! Please! Jeez, I'm not getting that close. I'm only looking at that pimple in such high definition. Stop! Focus! Half these videos are gonna be me arguing with the camera. So the thing with the last camera is that sometimes it just refused to function. This one's always functioning, but it's not functioning properly. Please. I gotta figure this out. I gotta keep troubleshooting. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay, so at least while because I need to record multiple videos today. So unfortunately, y'all will be stuck with this camera quality. I cannot keep taking seconds out of the review to yell at it. So I'll just keep adjusting. My apologies if sometimes it goes from 1080p, 60 FPS to like fuzzy 80p, fuzzy FPS. Let's see. Call me Hitsugi, Master Chiki Shirone. Allow me to formally introduce myself. Yeah, okay, so yeah. So not the World Hater themselves, but a messenger of the World Hater. Okay. I am a messenger. I come bearing a message for you from my lord. And so it is a thing. It is but I don't like. Oh wait! He pulled up a stick. Wait. Hold on a second. Where'd you get the icky sticky blicky from, bro? Who get you? Okay, so unlike that's actually a really good follow up to the Bakugami. I actually like that. So we are truly building a culture. So the Bakugami wasn't crazy. All right, so the Bakugami. Well, I mean they were crazy, obviously, but the Bakugami wasn't completely insane, because it does seem like there is not only it's a group of people who worship the World Hater, but clearly they get access to his sticky blicky. Like that's the same staff. Let's see. I am a messenger. I come bearing a message for you from my lord and master, the World Hater Majik. The World Hater. Okay, and he just so like, is this really just a guy? But then again, I know, you know what? I know there would be people out there who would forsake the entire world if they could get some sort of extra power. There's some people like. I made a whole bunch of videos on my TikTok platform talking about like, oh, well, here, imagine this. And it was like the idea of you becoming a Kryptonian, you getting access to Green Lantern rings, you turning into a Saiyan, a whole bunch of different things. And I'm sorry, camera's gonna keep blurring. But with it being the case, I made a bunch of those videos. And a lot of the comments, I didn't respond to any of them because I find it a little creepy. A lot of the comments are like, I'm gonna destroy the world. I'm gonna take over the world. I'm gonna do all this if I had that much power. Why? But I know there are people out there who are like that. So I'm assuming if this is just a dude, if this truly is just guys being dudes, and the World Hater was like, hey, you let me slaughter them witches, maybe take the prophecy magic, I can give you power. And he's like, I'll take some power. Let's see. Oh, darn, in their orphan. Let's see. They say, accept no further prophecies that speak of me. But like, except from who? We have got, like, I'm telling you, it's in my toes right now. It's in my toes. We gotta fight a god. We at least A as in there could be multiple, but there's gotta be some sort of creativity. Because no further prophecy is speaking. Except from who? Who's doling them out? We know it doesn't come from the prophecy modules themselves. We know they do receive them. I literally just reread all the Ichi the Witch recently. But like, camera. Let's see. Except who gives them, essentially, and who creates these magic? Let's see. They say, accept no further prophecies that speak of me. Should you ignore this advice and accept a different prophecy, you shall be erased from it. See, but there it is again. Is it warping or is it erasure? Because the thing is, the bodies are left there. They're warped out, but like they're still there. The physical form, like even warped, like they mean warped as in like the form is distended, not necessarily warped as in removed. Like when I remember when I first saw the World Hater's powers all that time ago, I thought like warped meant, or no, I thought they were erased. I thought they were deleted. But then we see the example of the deer in the entire landscape, and they're still there. They're like warped into an otherworldly form. So erase from existence. Does the World Hater have that power? Can they just straight and just like delete somebody or not? I don't know. Let's see. You shall. But then again, like warping might as well be erased from existence. You shall. And we do know for a fact, even though it seems like the prophecy magic themselves is incorporeal, we do know that magics can die to the World Hater. Like that's why the World Hater took a look at Uro and was like, the World Hater. I'm sorry, I can't like because okay. Slight little meta thing that I record. I try to get at least an illusion, quote unquote, of me looking at the manga when I'm reading and stuff like that. Because I had to switch up my entire setup. My ring light used to be over here, so I would have the chapter here and I'd be able to look over it and it would create the effect. Now I have the webcam, which is right there, and I have the computer light, which is also right there. They're both directly in front of me. So in order to still get the illusion of me looking at the manga as I read it, on video as well, because obviously I'm looking at the manga to read it, I need to turn to the left. But thusly, I have OBS directly here in front of me. As like a center point. That's why I keep freaking geeking over the camera, which is working consistently right now. So let me stop. Let's see. You shall be erased from existence. We know it can happen to Magics too. I still do wonder how it could happen to the property Magic. They do seem incorporeal. Let's see. You shall be erased from existence. Okay, and that's exact. But that's interesting though. It doesn't seem like Jiki Shirone asks for that prophecy. That's the thing. What do you mean accept no further like it's not like an email or like a business offer where like you open your email and suddenly it's like, hey, new prophecy. It's like Jiki Shirone got flashbanged by the fact that they could explode. Here's Jiki Shirone flashbang. Let's see. That is all. I can imagine what vision you must have had a moment ago. But don't worry. With proper action, even your prophecies can be avoided. So see, okay, so fate is truly non-linear. But the way they were glazing, I noticed this on my reread, the way they were glazing the prophecy magic though, you would think that the prophecies were truly genuine hardlock fate. But it's clear, and maybe this is only happening because this man, or Hitsugi, and the World Hater saw it change. But then again, did they know? How do they know the prophecies? Like, unless they could, well, Hitsugi was clearly an inside man, so maybe there are inside men in the organization that hear the prophecies as well, and then report back to the World Hater. But I do genuinely wonder, I'm guessing they know this because they themselves have heard a prophecy in the past, or they know this because of either A, or this, well, that was A. They've subverted prophecies themselves in the past. B, they know that some of the prophecies are open-ended. They're like binaries, right? Like, if this happens, this happens. Or if not, that doesn't happen, this will happen. Like essentially, fate is not linear in that itself because some of the prophecies are open-ended, A or B. Including the World Hater and Ichi themselves. Or C, they didn't know that until they got the latest prophecy, which Ichi and Descross and Togai subverted. So, like, I don't know, and I don't know why my camera refuses to focus. Please focus! It's gonna be mad. And I mean, notably, the thing about the camera not focusing is that, like, I look rough, and I'm going to look rough in all the videos all week, because I don't got to cut till the end of the week, and I'm recording here on Sunday, and I'm not sure when this video is going to go live, but it's recording on Sunday, but, like, doesn't matter, I still need to be, like, in the video, so I don't know, let's see. Even with proper action, even your prophecies can be avoided. To make a long story short, leave the Mentano Witches Association, join Lord World Hater. But for what? Like, ultimately, like, I guess maybe, I'm wondering what the utility of, well, obviously, the witches not having prophecies anymore. I guess that'd be the utility. But very specifically, what does the World Hater gain from having the prophecy magic? Themselves, right? Join Lord World Hater. Wouldn't it just be better if they just shut up? Like, they could stay there. In fact, it'd probably be better to have her there with the witches giving out incorrect prophecies. If anything, that if I'm the World Hater, right, and I want the Mentano Witch Association in particular, and who knows, maybe all witches. We have not gotten enough context for the other witch associations to know, like, how much power and influence they have over their respective regions. But at least for the Mentano Witches Association, the best case scenario here would be for Jiki Shirone to stay, actually, but then start giving out incorrect prophecies, or prophecies that aren't entirely correct, or lying by omission, or something like that, which we already know that she has done before, or at least not, if not intentionally, accidentally done before, so she could keep playing it off that way. The World Hater just destroys seemingly at random, at least from what I remember on my reread. It's like, what would they gain from having the prophecy magic? Other than obviously stopping the witches from having prophecy. Let's see. Leave the Mentano Witches Association. Huh? Join Lord World Hater. Doing that will avert the prophecy and save your existence. I mean, though, to be fair, in that image, she is in fact she's in the same pajamas she's wearing right now. So presumably she may be in this area still. In fact, yeah, the whole prophecy was her in this area. So, yeah, I guess technically it would avoid it. Unless, let's see, save, huh? Oh, interesting. She seems to knock it. All right. Boy, you sure are feeling awful patronizing. I thought headhunters were supposed to be modest. And springing that on me out of nowhere? Oh, I guess it just hit me. Technically, I guess this guy, Hitsugi is a headhunter for all his purposes. Because he's like, hey, instead of staying here and not work with them in their company, come join our company. Where we want to destroy all. But the thing is, though, Hitsugi, if the World Hater is true in their motivations of destroying everything, that includes Monstrous. That would include you, man. So, like, dude, What do you gain? Let's see. And springing that on me out of nowhere? Like this? How could you not see that as nervy? I've never heard nerve using that guy. Interesting. Let's see. Sorry, but I'm neutral. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Thank you very much. But like, and like notably, I want to believe that, but the World Hater very clearly, not just by that, but like just by their power level, if they do get their hand, like, I suppose that's the idea, right? Jigishirona is under the Association's protections, but Hitsugi was able to get in here. So like, if the World Hater wanted you dead, they do, like, they, at least seemingly, they do have the full means and metrics of booming you. Like this isn't just like a this isn't just like a there we go. This isn't just like a vacant threat. This isn't like someone, how do I put this? This isn't like, it's not like my baby cousin is threatening me, right? Like whenever any of my baby cousins are like, I'm gonna beat you up, cousin Pencil, I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, kid. Yeah, try me. No, this is like one of my similar age cousins or older ones up in a stick at me and being like, do as I say or I boom you. Like, I don't know why my cousins would do that to me, but like, still, that's what this equivalent scenario is. So, Jigishirona, I do love the confidence, I do love your neutrality, but like, unless your incorporeality literally allows you to transcend existence erasure, you may still be, let's see. I'll do what I want. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's no longer an option. Oh, okay, interesting. You've been permitted free reign this whole time. What is that? You've been permitted? Lord, you've been permitted free reign this whole time because Lord World Hater did not see your prophecies as relevant to them. You know what? The thing is, though, by calling him Lord World Hater, it implies, like, levels. Like, is there a king? Like, who's king? Like, then again, or emperor. Like, I don't know. Whenever I hear Lord, I always think of, like, there are multiple lords, essentially. Whenever I hear Lord, usually there's only one king. But even then, there are cases where there are multiple kings and multiple emperors. Let's see. Because Lord World Hater did not see your prophecies as relevant to them. But a new era has begun. Oh, yeah, the era of Ichi the Witch. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Ichi the Witch exists. The moment he was discovered, Lord World Hater could not. Lord World Hater could no longer afford to dismiss your prophecies. Interesting. So, but it's very. Oh, I guess you know why I bet it's because Ichi, not only because maybe, because the prophecy got super specific with Ichi, but it's the idea that Uro, if he not had told, essentially, long story short, it seemed like World Hater and Uro, if they weren't friends, they knew of each other. They've spoken before. So it's very likely that if there was anyone in the universe to know Uro's trial, especially the secret part behind his trial, outside the who knows how many witches he'd slain over the thousands of years they were hunting the man, it was very likely that the World Hater knew only a man can capture Uro, but that's literally impossible. So like, no one's ever capturing Uro. I'm never actually in danger. Because the prophecy, no matter how old it is, it could be recent, it could be as old as time, it could be Jikishirona spat it out a month before they found Ichi. But essentially, work. There we go. Essentially, it could be that World Hater was under the assumption it can never happen. Men can't become witches. No one can capture Uro. Uro's trial is literally unbeatable. And then that trial was then broken. So then World Hater was like, And that's what made him lock in. Because he's like, okay, now that that's possible, anything is possible. Which is very interesting, because he did smile when Ichi stabbed him in the neck. He was like, like he was freaking and geeking a little bit. So it was actually very interesting. Let's see. Lord World Hater can no longer afford to dismiss your prophecies. I'm here to headhunt you and to offer you advice. Stop giving useful prophecies to the witches. Oh, but see, that's interesting. Oh, well, no, never mind. He does still say join us. So he does still want her to leave. Never mind. Stop giving useful prophecies to the Witches Association. And by extension, Ichi, the witch. Join us, aid us, and you will survive. But where? Like, obviously we see the World Hater leaves through portals, right? Like, they don't stick around. But I do wonder, where would she hide? Or like where are you guys going to survive, essentially? That's my main question. Like, The world hater, literally the prophecy, as it was stated, the one that includes Ichi and everything, the one that has the pioneer, right, where Ichi wins but they both die, or Ichi just dies and the world is destroyed. The entire world ends. Everything is warped. I don't, like, the world hater doesn't strike me as the type to let some people live because they were loyal to him. He strikes me as the type to complete his purpose, or complete its purpose. Like, I don't know. Join us, aid us, and you will survive. Oh! Oh! Wait, what? Both of you, the prophecy magic, and Chiki Shirone, your host. So, oh, very interesting, huh? Your host, who resides in your magic. Wait, what? Huh? The plot thing. Wait, what? Okay. You know, I guess the thing that gets me here's the thing. Actually, layers to this. So, this makes me wonder. Could magics capture humans? I guess this is a case of it. But, like, what do you mean she's in her magic circle? Magics have those? Like, at least magic circle. Well, I guess since they're made of magic, they would have. Huh. Interesting that her magic circle, though, is a library. And also interesting that the prophecy magic. I thought the prophecy magic was. Well, no, they didn't mention back then. So, does the prophecy magic not have a name? Because, you know, Uro has a name. He is the king magic, or the ultra amplification magic, that's a scientific name, but he had a name. Urowashi had a name. Inazuri had a name. Origumo, or Ariadne, had a name. So, I wonder what the prophecy magic's name is, because it's specifically being made to not be Chiki Shirone. Chiki Shirone is the name of their host, who is inside their magic. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, but looks like Hitsugi touched a nerve. Don't you ever think of going after Chiki, you scum! Unfortunately, as long as you're still possessing Chiki, though, they're gonna go after her. Like, that's the thing. Unfortunately, prophecy magic, I'm not saying you should do, and they'll bet, but, like, you are very boomable. Like, the sticky, the blicky is very sticky right now. Like, you could be boomed, and so would Chiki Shirone. Oh, but Hitsugi doesn't seem to care. Interesting. They go to a very lax face. Interesting. Thus, my advice. You can prevent that from happening. Today. Oh! And once again, here are one of these portals. And interesting, Jishirone even lets them go. Today, I only came to deliver that message. I shall visit you again before long. I look forward to hearing a favorable response. Jikishirone. Master Jikishirone. The prophecy magic. Bloop! And he's gone. So, very interesting. Very interesting. So, he doesn't only have the staff, but he has access to the same portal thing. Alright, Hitsugi. Let's see. Oh! And she... yeah, so Jikishirone, she was putting up a front, right? Like, she wanted to put on a strong front, but not only was Jikishirone herself called out, as in, like, a weakness, but, like, the prophecy magic knows. They know their timer's cooked. Could this get any worse? Don't say that. Don't say that. That's good. But I wonder, what will her choice be? If she chooses... Because she called her Chiki. She didn't even call her by her full name. She didn't call her Jikishirone. So, like, clearly, the prophecy magic has a very soft spot for their host. So, presumably something is going to happen. Something maybe traitorous. Let's see. Whoop. Oh, wait, never mind. So they didn't leave. Okay, so they just left through the mirror. Maybe it's hard to tell. I'm not actually sure how they leave, because they pop out of mirror. So I guess maybe they use a mirror. I don't see a mirror though. Yeah, interesting. So then again, maybe they did just bring him to the room, because she asked why they get in there, but if they could just go in through the mirror, I don't know. Oh, interesting. So even Hitsugi doesn't know. He's like, what will they gamble? Let's see. So, what will the prophecy magic do now? Given that look of theirs, they've been more contaminated by humanity than expected. What aren't you? Aren't you? Oh, well, maybe this isn't a dude. I mean, it just looks like a dude. Let's see. The poor thing. They're trapped here, imprisoned, and they don't even realize it. The Mantanel Witches Association is a giant prison designed to steal magic's freedom. Oh! This may not even be a man. This isn't just like a man who wants to see the world burn. He truly. Interesting that he would then threaten to boom the prophecy magic, though. But I suppose if the prophecy magic is a threat to the world hater, the highest of magics they care more. But interesting. Designed to steal magic's freedom. A detention center built by those detestable witches for corralling and enslaving rare and glorious... Oh! The rare and glorious beings known as magics. Okay, interesting. To be completely honest, just standing inside this building makes me physically ill. Ah! It's interesting. So the plot is thickening in some very interesting ways. Not as thick as Descross. Okay, let me stop. But like, very interesting. So he's a very for the greater good kind of guy, right? Where he doesn't like the idea of Monstrous being captured, but he's fine with one being slain as long as that slaying of that Monstrous would lead to the world hater being free to destroy. And that's the thing. What is your end goal then, man? Like, do you think the world hater is going to exclusively spare Monstrous? I highly doubt that. But let's see. Makes me physically ill. Oh, if only all of humanity would die. Are you? Is this guy not human? Buddy, I hate to tell you. Well, maybe. Well, actually, who knows? Because the world, actually, this guy may just be another very high-level Monstrous himself, now I think about it. Because the world hater also, at least, is mostly mass-presenting. So, maybe this guy is a Monstrous, too. That would explain his love for Monstrous and his want for all humanity to die. So, we may still not be going into the idea that there are actually other male witches out there. Which I do think is fine. That's honestly... That's one of my thoughts video I may make eventually. Before I run break again. I do want to know, do other people want... Because I saw a lot of people want to go Kuroko to become a witch himself. I personally didn't want that, and I'm glad it didn't happen. So I do want Ichi to be the only male witch, but I don't blame people for being... Especially after a reread, they never say that a male witch has never happened before. It's just never been recorded. And they say it's highly unlikely, and even the narrator goes as way to say it's very, 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 very unlikely. But, you know, a lot of things are very, 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 very unlikely in manga until they happen. So, like, I wouldn't be shocked if there are other male witches, but maybe this guy is just a Monstrous. Let's see. If only all of humanity would die. That'd be nice. You know they're irredeemable as a species when they go around building places like this. I wish the Lord World Hater would exterminate them and be done with it. But once again, even if this guy is a Monstrous, dude, he wants to boom you too. He wants to boom everybody. The whole world is to be destroyed. You are in the world as far as it. Oh well, my duty here is done. Time to go home. I have a report to get. Oh. Oh, disgust. Oh, my toes are curling. Oh, they're curling. Almost spilled water everywhere. Oh, my toes are curling. Wait a second. Oh, I forgot to pre-draw. No! Wait, I haven't got to the end of the chapter yet. I haven't gotten to the end of the chapter, so technically a pre-draw. But yo, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? How my glorious, amazing, beautiful, stunning Descross was amazing. That reminded me to pre-draw. I am unhealthily obsessed with this character. Someone needs to help me. And yo, very specifically to the person who pointed out, hey, buddy, how do you expect anyone to look like Descross to hit your line if the only way we can access you is the YouTube comment section? And to that I say, you're right. and just because of you, I'm going to start streaming consistently now. Because you're absolutely right. How do I expect a woman built like Descross to hit my line if I don't have a line to hit? I have my business email, but like, why would you contact me like that? We're gonna send me like pictures of you and Descross cosplay, like no duh. So like, you spit. I'm gonna have to start going live more often, so y'all can have more outlets to reach me. Because you're absolutely right. How am I supposed to find a woman who's built like this if I don't have anyone to be contacted? You know ball, my friend. You know ball. Let's see. Excuse me, Mr. Waiter. I want to believe. Let me in her magic circle though. Let me see. He's like. Wait. He's like, especially if he is a servant of the World Hater, all he heard, or possibly even saw if he was there, was Descross beating the absolute taste out of that thing's mouth. So he's like, I'm not built for this. Wait. Let's see. I see. Oh, that's cool. So it opens with a glass of water being dumped, and now she's asking, okay. Excuse me. But interesting, she's out of her formal attire. Like, even her hair is even down. So, like, is the party already over? I thought the party was like in the middle of it. Well, actually, no, it was wrapping up at the end of the last chapter. They were essentially it was Monogo's secretary saying, "Hey, if you have questions, ask Komugi." So that may have actually been the wrap down. So maybe that's why she's already casual, because her hair's down and she doesn't have like her hat up or anything. Could you get me a glass of water? There we go. Yo, pierce through all Lazu. She's hit my line. Hit it. Let's see. Pierce through all Lazu. Oh, but he reacted though. And wait a second. Is the staff gonna take it? Okay, you know what? Someone pointed out in my thoughts video on Ichi. The one issue they had with it, and the one issue they had with me is like, Pencil, you glazed Descross a lot, but you really haven't glazed the world here like that. And admittedly, I hadn't glazed them because they didn't really give me anything glaze worthy. Like, they didn't do anything to Ichi, at least not anything permanent and or serious. They got outplayed by Ichi, even slightly, and even Descross makes fun of them for this. And then Descross proceeded to put on a masterclass and only, like, what, took minor surface damage and had one of her braids undone. Meanwhile, the world hater was literally decapitated, and of course, Togeist and her ganked them to oblivion, so he wasn't gonna be able to do anything, or it wasn't gonna be able to do anything. But, if just its, like, presumable lent staff is enough to take an attack from Descross, especially an attack that's meant to pierce through all Lizood, maybe I need to start putting respect on Lord World. Hold on a second. Maybe he's not like that. Did I put a passcode at the end of the Soccer Mondays video? Yes, I did. There we go. Let's see. Boom. Tap. Okay, interesting. So her hair's down. She doesn't have her hat anymore, but she still is in those weird shoes. Like, I looked at them again. They're not heels. It's just like, it's like the tip of a shoe, and then a sharp tack for the heel part of it. Very interesting. Let's see. Oh hey now, that's weird. What's a waiter doing with that nasty looking magic staff? Oh no, I want it. Oh, it should have been me. It should have been me, not him. I should have been hit by Lizu. Let's see. Oh no, I'm scared. You're an intruder. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to throw you in. Oh, she's so bad. Oh, she's so. She's so bad. She's so bad. Oh, and that's the end of the chapter. You're an intruder. I guess I'm gonna have to throw you in prison. Okay, it's okay. Easy, said all that. But you'll just still fine. She's still fine. I'm sorry. If you couldn't tell, man, if that's gonna be such a cheek. I cannot set up that presence. I mean, Ichi the Witch is so good. I've been pre-drawing on it now, but like. Very clearly, I was gonna say something along the lines of, if Descross shows up in the chapter's worthy. She could literally show up for like a tiny micro panel. I'm gonna set that precedent. But Ichi the Witch is so good. She's so great. But interesting. Obviously, it's a W chapter for multiple reasons. And let me not just say because Descross is here, he showed up and did a really cool thing. But very specifically, Hitsugi, the establishment of him as a person who's not just connected to the Lord World Hater, sort of like reinforcing the idea that the Bakugan be introduced, the idea that there are Magic, at least I'm guessing this guy's a Magic because he wants to destroy all of humanity. But unless he just really doesn't like people, that there are people like that. But setting the idea that the World Hater's abilities can be lent out, the fact that they are powerful enough to resist Descross's attacks, the idea that the World Hater always knew the prophecy magic and seemed to have a direct link to their prophecies as well, but very visibly was disinterested until it was proven to actually be a possible viable threat to him and its ideas and its ambitions. The idea that Hitsugi is able to transcend certain barriers that shouldn't be transcended in the way that, Chishirone has no idea how they even got in there. The activation of the World Hater powers, World Hater's warping abilities remotely, yet seemingly enough, showing that they aren't actually reliant fully on warping something. Unless these spikes are meant to imply that the ground themselves was warped, nothing was here to be warped away other than the Earth, which is still present, which is a very interesting extrapolation on the World Hater's powers. Chishirone's unwillingness to obey, yet seeming crutch, which will probably make her obey eventually. The idea that her host is still alive and well, just inside her magic circle. And also the idea that she could still die, and she deeply cares about her, likely being the reason for this betrayal. The idea that Hitsugi is just an antagonist in general, and whether he's a man or a Magic, is clearly decently powerful, considering Descross was most likely trying to kill him here. But he not only reacts at point-blank range, but also blocks her, showing that Descross does have people who could at least be somewhat comp, but then again, he is bleeding from this impact. So, so much in this chapter, both narratively and character-wise, it's just gas, and I'm so happy I have the next chapter to go on to, because I think we're going to get more Descross in it now, too. So let me see, chapter 50, let's go! 50th, man, we pre-drawn. I'll give her the 2 sides. We're getting a Descross chapter. Oh, my toes are curled. Let's see. Me too, buddy, me too. Oh, Master Descross, this is all a misunderstanding. What's a misunderstanding? misunderstanding. Let's see. 50th hunt. Those who defy. Oh, interesting. Master Descross, this is all a misunderstanding. I'm merely a normal human waiter. I love that. Like, if he had just said a normal waiter, I'd be like, okay. But the fact that he goes that way to say human, this guy's definitely a monster. Let's see, because we already have that's the thing. World Hater does set the precedent of, and even Bakugami to a degree does set up the precedent of the idea that monsters can definitely appear very close to human, but there may be like but then again, the World Hater was entirely human, which is very interesting. Let's see. Just the waiter, huh? Oh, never mind. Okay, so the staff wasn't that good. Okay. So interesting. So the staff itself was able to take the damage of Lizud from Descross. So, but very specifically, Hitsugi wasn't. That's interesting. So it blew through him anyway. And we don't even see this. I wonder, what happened? Oh, what did I just do? Whoopsie. I have no idea what is there. I mean, everything's still functioning though. So we ball? We just balling? I guess we're balling. But where was I? That actually scared the soul out of me. I thought I broke something. But let's see. Essentially, the staff was able to take it. He wasn't though. But it's clear that he's fine and alive, even if he did cough a bit of blood here. But darn, Descross was in fact trying to murder him though, and he lived. Let's see. What normal human waiter can walk with that big hole in his gut? Let's make things clear. Split asunder Linda. Yeah, Descross, she's going for the murder. All right, let's see. And she is so fine while doing it. Oh, it should be me. It should be me, not Hitsugi. Let's see. Split asunder Lindell. So did she go to Japan? Oh, so is this what she? So that's probably what she used to remove the World Hater's head. All right. Hey, at least you're connected to your boss. Let's see. Darn. Yep. Head goes flying. Yeah. But then she blocked, and there. Okay, so interesting. The staff just wasn't drawn here. Technically, we should be able to see it here, so it was fine. But it just couldn't block all the attack. Let's see. But the body block, and Descross does manage to block Hitsugi's body. What is the head going to do? Oh, he literally catches that. Okay. I mean, I guess if he could live it. Normal human waiter, my butt. Oh, there's a joke I want to make. I won't make that joke. I've been too down bad for Descross in this review so far. I can't. Yeah, I won't. There are limits even to my down badness. And if Descross can't make me break those limits, I promise you there's never going to be a character that will. Let's see. Normal human waiter, my butt. I think that is oddly censored, though. Can they not cuss in this book? Let's see. Oh, he catches the head. They neutralize the bounce off. Oh, but she's still going in for it. Interesting, though. Well, given that creepy staff you're swinging around, it's a safe bet to say you're not anyone friendly. Yeah. Let's see. It's a safe bet to say you're not anyone friendly. Interesting, though. So, Hitsugi, unironically, it's as if this is the whole Samanishi Sensei and Shiro Uzaki Sensei heard my complaint, and then so maybe, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one. Once again, I'm not actually that deep into ichithewitch discourse. I've been to the Reddit. The Reddit's very cool, and there was a Descross cosplayer on there. Maybe I need to hit her line. But with that being the case, I haven't seen the discourse on what we feel about the World Hater's power level that much. So I'm not sure how most people are feeling. I'm not sure people are feeling my way. But this is indirectly World Hater upscale. Because Hitsugi's obviously a servant. They call the World Hater Lord, right? So, with that being the case, the fact that this guy admittedly did get a massive hole in his torso and lost his head is clear precedent that Descross is still above him. But the fact that Descross isn't absolutely blitz one-tapping violating this man, and he's actually going somewhat even, is World Hater upscale. So ultimately, this is Sensei one by one, bit by bit, solving the one problem I had with the World Hater. So take it. Let's see. Oh well, given that creepy staff you're swinging around, it's a safe bet to say you're not anyone friendly. Kang, clang, clang. All right. So I guess the staff is made of it. Oh, heck, Okanda. I think Okanda is by far Descross's most used magic. But then again, I guess it's so useful in every scenario. If it can just force you to tell you things, like I guess it makes sense. Let's see. Only witches are capable of accessing this floor. Okay. So that's why she asked. So he did use a mirror to get in, but he. Oh. But does that mean Magic could act? Because I'm guessing this guy is a Magic, but like, interesting that they don't have safeguards against that. Like, you'd think if he was a Magic, he'd also be barred from just getting in randomly. Because that means, like, assumingly, all witches would probably have access to it. But how does that encoding work? Would it not? Does it identify somebody by a certain threshold of magic, and then if you surpass the threshold, you're allowed in? If so, they need to change the encryption on that, because that's really bad. Because that would explain how the world hitter can just pop up at any moment and be like, hey, boom, and then immediately boom, Shiki Shirone. Only witches are capable of accessing this floor. How did you get in? And who or what are you? Yeah, here it is. Okanda. Let's see. You're going to tell me everything, whether you want to or not. Okay. Gets more spooky. But then again, Descross, you may not necessarily call for backup, but like maybe call for like you may want to just restrain the guy. Who knows? I was like, whether you may want to or not. Ew! Ew! What is that? What? Ew! Golconda. Interesting. So he reattaches the. Does the body? Interesting that the body hasn't reformed though. He's reattaching the head, but the body's reforming. Oh fuck. Interesting. He said it with 3 tongues, and it's like, ew, it looks really nasty. I actually like that. Let's see. Oh fuck. Oh, wait a second. This guy can wait. He can control other magic. So what is? Wait. What? Even Descross is like, she's like, huh? Golconda, what are you doing? Oh, and it fully, so put her in the chair and everything. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's have you talk instead. What do you fear most? Oh, and it's actually gonna, let's see. So interesting. So Hitsugi is able to override the control. I mean, I'm assuming, are we gonna get a playback of like, because I remember on my reread, I kind of forgot, but like the world hitter like nearly boomed Golconda, but it warped out in time and returned to Descross. So like, is Descross gonna have to Lazood Golconda? I'm guessing because she overcame this magic before, so it's not like it's a threat to her. But let's see. Oh, what is it? It's, you know what? Yeah, so interesting. So it seems as if Hitsugi does have at least some sort of dominion over even captured magic. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be Golconda, dog. No, okay, let me stop. But that being the case, it seems like Hitsugi has some sort of innate control over magics. But I'm not sure if this is a Descross exclusive thing or maybe it's a witch thing, because we know that there was a recent point established like 5 or 6 chapters ago where ultimately one of the biggest things that Uro was worried about, which is starting to happen, ironically enough, because of Bakugami, Ichi's realizing that he doesn't necessarily have to care what the magic say or want or do. They are his servants. He is their master, right? And that sense of command is something that Uro was immediately like, I need to get this boy booming now. I cannot have him commanding. Like he realized that Ichi developing that trait would be a bad thing. And it's clear that Descross has that trait. She doesn't even, like, notably, she doesn't even say it. Yeah, look at that. She doesn't even say anything outside of, yo. Like she essentially just reminds Golconda, who captured you? Who's your commander? Who are you to me? Like, and immediately Golconda, already, simply putting Descross in this case, well, it seems like this initially was on instinct. They're shaking and shivering by restraining her. And then immediately her just saying yo was enough to get them to calm down and relent entirely. So even Hitsugi's power, but then again, it's hard to judge things with Descross because she's the strongest, right? So like if someone like, then again, Toge seems to be somewhat of a rival to Descross. So let's say someone like Shirobadana, right? Say she were to use a magic against Hitsugi. Or actually no, perfect, because presumably they're gonna fight eventually. Ichi, right? Say he were to use Uruwashi against Hitsugi, but then Hitsugi was used this alpha command, which I guess may imply that Hitsugi is like an alpha magic, maybe? Because you said World War Later? I don't know, because I'm assuming this guy still is a magic, because, I don't think dudes could do this, but with that being the case, I wonder, would Ichi be able to reinstate his command over them? Just because he's a witch? Or would his lack of absolute dominion like someone like Descross would have because she's so much more experienced, would that kick in and backfire? I don't know. Would Urwashi freeze Ichi? Let's see. Immediately gave up. Hey, what was that? Magic manipulation? Some way of reversing orders? See, but that's interesting. Even Descross doesn't fully get what it was, and she's clearly, at least not visually that mad at Golconda. She's just like, how? What? Huh? She's like, how did you do that? Let's see. How dare you pick on my poor sweet Golconda? It seems it's like healing your dog, which I guess does play into the twisted nature. And that's actually a very interesting idea. That's something that Pokemon doesn't really tackle all too much. Outside of like Black and White, until that was proven to be fake. But at least in the game. I'm not sure how much in the manga, because the manga is very, very different. I don't think they tackled in the anime all too much, though, either. But it is interesting, right? We know Magics, even to the most animalistic ones, are sentient. They're like conscious creatures. Raikou, or Inazuri, he was born like 2 weeks. But he was still like a fully sentient, communicable, like interactable creature. But once they're captured, they just live in their witches, and they're forced to obey all their commands. So it is interesting. Obviously, Descross seems to have a fondness for Golconda. She calls him a jerk. She calls Hitsugi a jerk for controlling them. But, like, Descross technically does the same thing. So that's actually interesting. Let's see. How dare you pick on my poor sweet Golconda like that, jerk? No. You were the one who just abused your magic. Did you though? I mean, she didn't abuse it. She just said, sit down, boy, and it's that. I was like, I see. Still, I see. Interesting. So that's mastership in action. Forcing a magic to submit, then training them like beasts and making them fight for you. How utterly abhorrent. But, I mean, get in there. Okay, so that's interesting. We are tackling that aspect of it. Because I saw someone very recently compare, like, so it's just as if Pokemon were, like, a manga, but the Pokemon can actually communicate with their trainers more in depth, other than, like, the Psychic Mons and Meowth. And, like, I did want to agree with it, but technically they are kind of right? Like, the idea that you do capture a Magic after completing its trial, and then you unironically are the Pokeball, in the case of Ichi the Witch. That is interesting. I guess Hitsugi is technically right. But at the same time, it seems to be, it sounds weird to say, but it's almost as if it's in a Magic's nature to be captured. Unlike with Pokemon, right? Because, like, Pokeballs are not a naturally occurring part of the universe, right? Like it's not like it's not like Arceus came down and was like, I give you these Pokeballs captured. They were very specifically invented. Even in Hisui, right? All the way back in like the earliest point in the Pokemon timeline, as far as we know, thanks to Legends Arceus. We know that Pokeballs were an artificial invention that were then used to capture what were the naturally occurring beasts that were Pokemon, right? They weren't automatically domesticated, none of that. But Magics give trials. And in fact, you cannot even capture a Magic by brute force. You have to capture it by completing their trial. And as we saw with Urawashi, trials can be completely up to the Magic's discretion. So they can just choose to not be captured. So ultimately, it's really hard to tell. Like, it seems like in-universe, and this is why I keep going to the idea that we're gonna fight a deity of some sort, but it seems like in-universe, Magics are at least somewhat meant to be captured. Uro being the only exception, until that exception met its non-exception in Ichi. So I do genuinely wonder, like, how does that function then? What do you mean? Forcing a Magic to submit, then training them like beasts. They aren't, well, obviously Bakugan was forced, but that was once again the nature of their trial, which they didn't have to give. He was just arrogant and gave his trial. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think we can take the full, until we get an explanation for why Magics give out trials. I don't think I can give the full idea that witches are terrible beings that trap Magics or force them to submit when they exist and give trials to humans to capture them. I don't know. Let's see. Hey! Between Magic and human, there can be no true bonds. Yeah, this is, so we are getting, so I guess Hitsugi's kind of like N in a weird way, which is funny. But then again, and actually, he is literally N. Because he has dominion somewhat over Pokemon, and at least the ability to understand them. Or no, N essentially had some dominion over Pokemon and the ability to understand them. Hitsugi has some dominion over Magics, and obviously everyone can communicate with Magics, except for man in this universe. Between Magic and human, there can be no true bonds. Unfortunately, neither can there be cooperation or lasting harmony. These all assume a relationship of equals. And if I can be painfully honest with you for a moment, holding this human shape is making me ill. Can you blame me?
I defy you to find someone out there who enjoys making themselves small, weak, and insignificant.
Okay, so yeah, obviously, so this guy is a Majik. Interesting though. So unlike the World Hater, unless the World Hater is going to be revealed to have a more non-humanoid form, the World Hater once again kind of continues my theory that the more and more humanoid a Majik is, the more and more powerful and dangerous they are. Technically, we had this reinforced with the more animalistic Majiks, such as Ariadne, Urawashi, and Raiko, all being animalistic pieces, pretty powerful, right? They're pretty monstrous in their own right, but still not overly monstrous. But then we have the World Hater, who looks entirely human, and now Hitsugi, who's faking a human form, and at least maybe has humanoid features. But then obviously we have the Bakugani, who while they had their massive tapir form, they had a more humanoid state, but it wasn't entirely human. They still had like animalistic hands and feet. So very interesting, very interesting. I wonder what Hitsugi's true form is then. Let's see. But it's also interesting that they say there can be no true bonds. Neither can cooperation or lasting harmony. We already see cooperation. Technically, Jiki Shirone is the example of literally, in both the sense that they're working with the Mythical Witch Association, but also in the sense that they are working with a human, right? They care for a human, Jiki, inside their body. So, I do wonder. I'm guessing this is one of the major things would be proving that wrong. The idea that Majiks and humans can coexist. Which is why, ultimately, Uro going down a Kurama-style arc does make sense. Let's see. That is very interesting, though. So, it seems like Hitsugi doesn't believe in this because he's like, oh, we've tried it hasn't worked. He just doesn't view humans as valuable. He says, who enjoys making themselves small, weak, and insignificant? But, like, clearly, dog, I'm not sure if you saw your boss get walked, but even you are not good enough. Like, you can't beat Descross, at least. But then again, not everyone's Descross. I gotta keep reminding myself that. The issue with having such a strong main character is that, like, I keep referencing back to her, when realistically, I should reference back to Ichi, who clearly was small, weak, and insignificant to someone like the World Hater. Let's see. Who enjoys making themselves small, weak, and insignificant. Oh, and that's one of the angel hands, and there's that portal again. Huh, interesting. And Descross, you're not gonna stop him? Let's see.
Enjoy your game of master and servant while you can. It was.
Why is that one of my favorite Descross things? Let's see.
It won't last. Sooner or later, the Lord World Hater will free all the Majiks.
So interesting. So maybe the World Lord, but why was he threatening? I guess because Uro was captured within Ichi. But then why was he threatening to bloom Majiks? Like, he was willing to kill all of the Majiks that were trapped in Ichi at that point. Interesting. Let's see.
Sooner or later, the Lord World Hater will free all the Majiks. They'll stand in revolt against their oppressors, and humanity will be erased from existence. Every last trace will be warped out. Just like your poor...
So there it is. So it was implied. It was implied from the moment Libra was introduced, or even Descross's reaction to the World Hater. But the hard confirmation that the reason Descross is so lonely, the reason Descross hates the World Hater so much, it's because she wasn't there in time to save him. That's why she feels that extra high level guilt. She wasn't there to save her brother, or wasn't strong enough to save her brother at the time. Thusly, he was warped out. Yep, and she immediately aggroes and goes boom. Interesting though, that mouth tongue again.
Give my regards to Ichi the Witch.
Oh, yep. And so she did tag him, but she wasn't able to get through the portal in time. Interesting. Yeah, all right.
Give my regards to Ichi the Witch.
And here we are. So back in this realm. So what is this place? Or is this a place on the planet? Where are they?
I've returned, Lord World Hater.
Very much brutalized though. Very much brutalized, but still alive. I'll say. But the World Hater does seem calm.
I'm humbly grateful you deigned to lend me this staff, which holds a fragment of your...
So yeah. So this is all... So there we go. Then I have no issues with the World Hater. You can see, just as that commenter wanted, I shall now start glazing the World Hater as much as I glaze Descross. Because if that staff truly is just a fragment, holds a fragment of their power, and that was enough to completely be unaffected by Descross's attacks. Hitsugi himself was strong enough to make Descross's Majiks rebel against her, at least momentarily. Then we're in for something good. The World Hater, there we go. Fixing that power level issue that I had right here and now. What voice I give the World Hater, though? I think I gave him, unironically, I gave him like a version of Hitsugi's voice. But I'm gonna give him a super deep low register.
Are the seeds planted? Oh, my lord, thoroughly. Now, what will sprout from them? And will those blooms cover the world?
Oh, interesting though. Descross took. Okay. Okay. So it was an exchange. Yep. So we are. So maybe Descross is narratively viable because she took damage. There was an exchange here. Yup. She took the slightest bit of damage. All of its world hater upscale. There we go. Let's see.
And will those blooms cover the worlds? A new era has dawned.
Yeah, that's definitely not a human. Oh, interesting. He's like a, Oh, wait. Oh.
Hold on. Let's ensure that it sees the end of humanity, Lord World Hater.
Very interesting. They're like a, not a manticore. Is it a chimera? Are they legit just a chimera? This is a very interesting built chimera, though. They seem to be fused. Hold on. Let me make sure it's not specifically a manticore. Like, my brain is saying chimera because it's a fusion of a bunch of different things, and what's coming to mind? Manticore. A manticore is a legendary creature with a human head, a human head, a lion's body, and a scorpion or dragon tail. I'm getting a lot of different depictions. So it looks like this guy just is a manticore. Hungry manticore. Except he doesn't have wings. He doesn't seem to have wings. But there it is. The body of a lion, the head of a man. And that's very interesting. He hates humanity, but he wears a human face. And so does World Hater. But the main thing that gets me is not only this manticore-esque imagery, which is a little angelic in a way, with the long flowing hair and everything. The World Hater isn't entirely human. They have goat feet, which I never noticed before. Are they literally, like, I already talked about how we're probably going to fight a god or a creator deity of some type. Is the World Hater just, like, the goat feet, like, I'm like, the hooves? But very interesting. The World Hater doesn't seem pleased or anything. Well, Hitsugi does. So, very, very interesting. But yeah, it looks like we're getting a little heavy-handed with the symbolism here. Because the World Hater is literally just, but a possible fallen angel, though. That would explain a lot. But then again, we just don't know if there's a god in this universe. Let's see. Oh.
There can be no future where humans and magics coexist.
Oh. Does Jiki Shirone want to pipe down Jiki Shirone? Like, or there's got to be some sort of love here. Interesting. Because she this is symbolism, right? Like, she grips her hand, the one that's trapped in the magic circle. But obviously she can't actually grip the hand there. So she grips her own. Okay. The plot is dare I say the plot is thicker than Descross. Oh, alright. A W set of chapters. A banger chapter 50. Okay, so these two chapters in combination do so much. First things first, they legitimize the idea of World Hater worship. 2, they debunk the idea of that actually just being a man. No, this guy was a magic. What magic, though? We don't know. Obviously, we now know his name, Hitsugi, and I do assume that's his true name. But he has the ability to override magics and control them to some degree. And not even through a direct command. He simply says alpha with his 3 tongues, or his 3 mouths, inside his 1 tongue, and then the magics rebel, but this can be overcome by the mastership principle that exists within the universe. The idea of magics being caged and not being able to work with humans is interesting, considering we've seen it, but also the idea that a very specific magic wants to work with a very specific human in terms of the prophecy magic in Jiki Shirone, which, I don't know, am I the only one who reads some romantic vibes from this? Is this just me tweaking? Am I I don't know, I may be tweaking, but like, I read heavy romantic vibes from this interaction here. I feel like Jiki Shirone, or the prophecy magic, because I'm so used to calling him Jiki Shirone, I feel like Jiki Shirone, the prophecy magic probably loves Jiki Shirone, or at least deeply cares for them, because they look so sad and solemn here while Jiki Shirone is smiling, and there's this whole interaction. But the idea of them not being able to coexist is interesting. Descross being touchable by anyone but the World Hater, especially when that being is only wielding a fraction of the World Hater's power. Very interesting. Of course, she only received 1 scratch, but still, that's enough, especially on an exit lead. While she was clearly rage baited and bloodlusted, she still took a little lick of damage. The World Hater, being in their own separate world, yet being not entirely human, but with goat feet. Very interesting. And obviously Hitsugi themselves, so much. And obviously the conflict being raised, so much good stuff. So much good stuff. I went throughout the entire review. You know the chapters are worthy. This thing's already an hour long. If you've been always seeing this video, please leave Yo Alpha. Yeah, literally. So yo as in like YO, and then alpha as in the command that Hitsugi used. Please leave yo alpha in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that we will see you miss out on any music coming to the channel. Also, we even have a Patreon below or use for me for as one a month. Hitting exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member of the channel for as little as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions to this season to review, and variations of all my videos. And if you come to my Patreon or to a member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, link to my co-founder should know below. You drop 5 for a short video, 20 means one video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off.
I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo2404, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Victor Raji, Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Dread Zoen, and A+A. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Euchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. And I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: Jay Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz.